We'll keep on politics for a while. It's American politics this time. This lady, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who's come out of nowhere, which is always a big red flag, came out of nowhere and suddenly everywhere. And she says, I'm the boss this week. And that kind of captures her narcissism, extraordinary narcissism. I mean, Ocasio-Cortez opposes Trump, who is a mega narcissist. And yet Ocasio-Cortez is a mega narcissist. You know, it's like narcissists at war with each other. And what she's doing is pushing this Green New Deal, which again, coming back to the theme of they say you're wrong and then they prove you're right. You know, people who've read my books over the years will know that I've said that this global warming hoax has been created to justify the transformation of global society in many various ways through United Nations agendas called Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030 that I've detailed in great detail in the books over the years. And now here's Ocasio-Cortez, who's only just become a congresswoman, but now is dominating the Democratic Party, which is another red flag big time. She has promoted and announced this so-called Green New Deal, which is a transformation of American society justified by global warming / climate change. That is a mirror of what I've been saying now for decades will be what they want to do through the justification of the global warming hoax. So when people in the alternative media have been saying Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, this is what they want to introduce, and they want to justify it by their climate change hoax, it's a conspiracy theory. And now here's the establishment's lady, Ocasio-Cortez, anti-establishment in her own mind, coming out and suggesting, of course, because of her dominance of the Democratic Party, other Democrats have come out. Oh yes, Princess Ocasio-Cortez, yes. They are supporting it, and what it's suggesting is the very transformation of human society in line with what the alternative media has been pointing out would be the solution to the manufactured problem of global warming. And all these multi-billionaires and the DiCaprios who pontificate about we must save the planet. Carbon dioxide, which is the gas of life, without which we would all be dead and there'd be no vegetation, is a pollutant. And they go to their conferences to pontificate about this in their private jets. DiCaprio has actually flown in a private jet to pick up environmental awards for his campaigns against climate change. They have no self-awareness. That's the problem. Or some of them have no self-awareness. Some people know exactly what they're doing and don't give a damn. So Ocasio-Cortez is the natural outgrowth into politics of what's been happening in the schools, universities, and colleges in America for many, many years now, transforming the perceptions of the youngest of people who they know is going to become the adult population of the not-too-distant future. Same's happening in Britain, same's happening increasingly around the world. And like I say, when you can't win an argument, shut it down. Don't have a debate that you know you can't win. So don't have a debate on the imposition of the transgender agenda on the world. Don't have a debate on mass unfettered immigration into countries. Don't have a debate on vaccines. One of the reasons, perhaps one of the most sinister reasons of all, in the judgment from this moronic immigration minister in Australia, David Coleman, that why I was not going to be allowed into the country was my views on vaccinations. I mean, he won't realise, because again he's not self-aware, and he can't hear very well because his backbone vibrates so fast that it makes such a noise he can't really hear himself think. But anyway, he will not be self-aware enough to realise what a statement that is. That a big pharma cartel that makes billions and billions and billions and billions from vaccines, and the vaccine agenda is deep and very, very sinister. They can have their view, which is promoted by governments, but someone else, even a mother, a father, member of the public who has another view, they've got to be silenced. Because the vaccine debate cannot be won by Big Pharma. It can't. And thus, you don't have it. You shut it down. So here we have a story this week. YouTube demonetizes anti-vax channels after BuzzFeed contacts advertisers. Now, BuzzFeed is a pathetic joke of a alleged news organization that insults the intelligence of anyone that goes there. But it's a wonderful vehicle for the establishment and the cabal, because if they want to feed something out into the public, they can do it through BuzzFeed. So BuzzFeed's been caught out so many times in absolute frickin' lies. But here we have this BuzzFeed, which then went to YouTube and said that, oh, these advertisers are having their adverts appear on channels that are against vaccines. So what YouTube did was take the adverts off and took away the little income that comes from YouTube videos, which allows you to raise some money to make more videos. And so BuzzFeed is a disgusting organization, and you look a bit deeper into it and you'll see where it leads. So what has happened now, and I'm seeing this in more and more cases, more and more instances, is that just as, quote, conspiracy theories of theorists, as they're called, are being targeted, so anti-vaccination advocates are being targeted, because what they want is mass, global, mandatory vaccination. And they don't want anyone pointing out the consequences, because if they do, it's a debate they can't win. So YouTube, of course, is Zionist-owned, owned by Google, which is Zionist-owned. And YouTube demonetized channels which promote anti-vax content after BuzzFeed notified a spate of advertisers that their ads were being run alongside anti-vax videos, reported BuzzFeed. YouTube said that such videos fall under its policy of prohibiting videos with dangerous and harmful content to be monetized. But the advertisements that YouTube take for drugs and vaccines that have killed enormous amounts of people in terms of the drugs and have vaccine-damaged children for life, that is not dangerous and harmful content. Again, a lot of these people will be lacking self-awareness to realize the nonsense and the inverted nonsense that they are speaking. But the people that run YouTube won't be not self-aware. They'll know exactly what they're doing. There's a policy by YouTube and Google, you know, these progressive Sergey Brin and Larry Page that ludicrously people believe run Google, both of them Zionists. They have a policy of shutting down step by step by step all alternative communication. And having this has been the fishing line by accumulating and focusing today the information that people get about the world on the internet. It allows those that dominate the internet, like Google and Facebook and YouTube, to then dictate what people see and hear. And so what we have is a calculated, cold calculated policy of doing this, and this thing on vaccinations is just another example. It's absolutely disgusting. I would say to those people on YouTube that are making these decisions, and on BuzzFeed, a disgusting organisation, and on Google and all these other people, go and look a vaccine-damaged child in the eyes and tell them that people can't articulate the fact that vaccines have consequences. But they won't. They'll just do what their masters tell them, like the pathetic people they are.
Every single event that we've done anywhere in the world, there's been certain groups that have contacted venues, made outrageous libelous claims about what David's going to speak about, and have, in many cases, got venues to cancel on us.
They tell the organisers that I'm going to go on the stage and I'm going to say a stream of racist things, none of which I have ever said, none of which am I ever going to say. What then happens, staggeringly, is that instead of coming to you and saying, well, these people have said you're going to say this, you're going to say that, what's going on? They pull the event. And we hear about the event we've been organising for months being cancelled. We hear about it in the media.
In Germany alone, for example, I've been in touch with over 70 venues, and we've still never managed to pull off a Germany show. And there's a venue that we had in Berlin, which to this day, nigh on well over a year, have never actually contacted me to tell me the event's been cancelled. I found out from a German newspaper when they published a story about it.
And my website is blocked in schools and universities and colleges. It's blocked in government departments and government agencies. And here's me, one person, who was supposed to be this great nutter, and the system is desperate to silence what I'm putting out and to stop as many people as possible ever hearing it. Why?